Oh, Christmas, that time of the year when I try to sew as fast as I can. And I can't wait to show you guys what I've been working on. So stick around, subscribe to my channel, and if you want to see what's in that pretty red box I got there, join Stitch and Bear Time's Facebook group. Hey everyone, it's Leslie from Stitch and Bear Time. Today we're going to do a Quilty Things video, and I have a bunch of stuff to show you that I am working on. I can't show you everything because some of it's for Christmas and I'm doing a lot of sewing in that area, but I did just recently finish a quilt, and then we're going to go over some quilt blocks I've been working on for the last few months. One of them I actually just started, and then we're going to talk about this really pretty red box right here, Jenny's countdown box. We'll talk about that. And then I got a little something cool for the dogs, and I'll show you that at the end as well. So stick around, and let's start with this quilt I just finished. So here is the latest quilt that I just finished. I did it as a block of the month program, and it's actually called Build a Quilt through Quilting is My Therapy. Angela Walters owns Quilting is My Therapy, and she puts together basically it's like a block of the month program, but she calls it a Build a Quilt, where you basically for 10 months make each of these blocks, and then at the end you order your finishing kit and you can put it all together. So I went with inked, which was one of 3 colorways I was allowed to choose from, and I chose layout number 3 to put it all together. So the best thing about doing block of the month programs like this is you learn a lot, because it's a great community of people that you get to connect with. And I learned how to perfect my stitch and flip method. I learned how to work with templates. I've never done templates before. I was a little worried about that, and it all turned out just fine. Look at all that quilting in the background. Isn't that beautiful? Her quilting designs are great. I used a lot of them to help me quilt. I did change a few things, but I think it turned out pretty good. The back's actually my favorite with all the quilting. Another thing I want to point out is that this quilt is already so soft. It just drapes so nicely already. So I love the quality of her fabric. It's not super it's not super stiff. So it turned out really great. All right, so let's put this quilt off to the side. I want to show you guys another project that I've been working on. I started it in August with a few of my work friends. This is the Christmas Figs quilt sampler quilt. You can get this pattern, which is basically a whole book, off of Amazon or the Fat Quarter Shop. It's a really, really cool quilt, and I'm quite enjoying it. You do 2 blocks of the month, and I'm a little behind by like 1 block, but that's okay. I'm going to show you guys what I have done so far. And these blocks are pretty decent size, definitely bigger than 12 inches. This is the last one that I did. It is a 9-patch block. This was a lot of fun. I liked how this one was put together. The squares look really tiny, but it's actually much easier than what it appears to be to put it together. Okay, so this is the Feather Star block. I really, really was scared of this block, but I was able to do it okay. It turned out just fine. I pressed it into submission, so it's pretty flat now. Yeah, super, super cute. That's actually my favorite one I think I've done so far, even though it was the most difficult one, I think, in my opinion. Okay, here is another one. You can see that there are flying geese throughout this block, and I obviously I'm using like a red and gray silvery fabric collection. I believe Henry Glass is the one who did this fabric collection. I'll have to see what it's called, but I will put it in the description box below. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun to do. And then here's another one. I had a lot of fun making this block because it's, you know, you sew, you press, you trim, sew, press, trim. So it's that repeat. And I really like that a lot. A lot of fun. And then here's another one that I did. This is actually the very first block in the book. And again, super, super quick to make. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, really have been having a great time with this this quilt, and I have a bunch more blocks to go. So when I make a few more, I will update you guys on how it's going and show you those as well. Before I forget, I just want to mention that the fabric collection I'm using is called Holiday Lane. Holiday Lane is what I'm using. But the Fig Tree Fabrics, their collection would also work for their quilt patterns as well. So use whatever you would like. Such a fun pattern to do though. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, I am making these blocks. I actually just started them, and it is for the puzzle quilt. Now I don't know if any of you know what what used to be called Blueprint, was Craftsy prior to that. It's called Craftsy again now. But they used to sell quilt kits, patterns, fabric, and when Blueprint was around, they sold this puzzle quilt. So I'm going to show you what this is supposed to look like a little bit now that I have a few blocks made. It's actually a really cool design. It's kind of like a puzzle, but it creates this really cool chain that if you put these together the right way, you should be able to see it. And I'm actually really excited to quilt this one because I have a lot of ideas on how I'm going to do it. All right, see how it's wrapping around with that secondary design? I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to do something cool with that. And I have an idea of how I'm going to quilt this as well. I'm going to put some serpentine lines in here, I think. Put like a little nice motif on these. Yeah, I think that's a really cool design. It's called the puzzle quilt. Okay, so let's move on now to what I have on my left here. And this is Jenny's Countdown to Christmas box, and I am super excited for it. I have not opened this yet. And starting December 1st, I am going to start opening up all the fun little gifts that come in this red box here. And I'm going to try and post on Stitch and Bear Time all the things I'm getting each day. I will probably do another video at the end of the month in December just to review it. But I'm really excited. This is my first year doing this, and they were not easy to get. I had to be on my computer at a specific time to get this box, and I am so excited to see all the little gifts I'm going to get this year. So keep an eye out for that. If you want to see my posts about what comes in this box, join my Stitch and Bear Time Facebook group, and you will see all the posts and everything that I get in this box. I also like to post things I'm currently working on, whether it's Fusilla or quilting things. So another thing that you can look at on my Facebook group as well. Again, that's Stitch and Bear Time, okay? So let's move on to something else. I am wanting to talk about a notion that I have fallen in love with. I recently put it on my sewing machine, and I kind of felt like I don't really need it, but no, it's changed my sewing life. So the quilting notion I want to talk about is this little roll of tape, and it's called diagonal seam tape. And you just line it up on your sewing machine with your needle, wherever position it's at, with whatever foot you're using, whether it's a 1/4 inch or a professional foot or whatever, and you just follow the line, like put your fabric on that line. And you don't have to draw lines on your fabric to make half square triangles or to do the stitch and flip method. I am no longer drawing on my fabric. I now just put this tape on my sewing machine. You do it once, you leave it there for a long time, and then I just line up my fabric and I just sew. And it makes half square triangles and the stitch and flip method so much easier. I'm saving so much time, and I'm just absolutely in love with it. And because I'm not taking the tape off, putting it on constantly, it's gonna last me forever. Like, this little thing will last me a very long time. So I think that's pretty cool. And I just wanted to show you guys that. So I'll also put a link to this in the description box below in case you want to give it a try. I'm very, very excited about this. One more thing I want to talk about before we go is not actually quilting related, but it's my puppies related. So I love to spoil my dogs with Little Bear and Peekaboo. They're like my life with my husband. But I got my dogs an advent calendar. It's a cookie advent calendar. And there are 24 cookies in here. And I can actually show you the inside. This is from Woofers. Here it is. And they are kind of scattered throughout. But here's number one. We start here, and you basically just push that in. There's a little cookie in there. And I'm going to split the cookie between the two, because that's 24 days of cookies, and I don't want to make them fat. So they're each going to get half a cookie. They'll share it, and they can already smell it through the box. They were all over this. They're very excited for their advent calendar. And the cookies that come in here are very, very cute. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's called Woofers, and if you're interested in it, I'll also provide the link for that as well. Just something fun for your dogs. I like to get things that are fun for my dogs, so figured I would share that with you all. Okay everyone, that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like my channel and the things I talk about. I talk about Usilla and quilting things, and I love to share with you what I'm working on. And also join Stitch and Bear Time Facebook page, Facebook group, and you can see everything that I'm working on currently that I'm allowed to show. So I will see you guys all next time for more videos. See you guys all then. Happy stitching!